Hi guys, John with you, and as you can see I've got the decals on, or the decals, or the transfers, or the waterslide transfers, or the stickers, or the indicators, or whatever you want to frickin' call them. I'm going to call them from now on, I'm going to call them decals, because that's what I was brought up calling them, and that is what I pronounce it. Okay, so it's decals. They're on anyway. Now, I did not use the ones that came with the kit, I must admit to you. The ones that came with the kit, first of all I thought they were a funny old colour. Okay, they'd kind of yellowed a bit, right? I know the light is on it, you can't really see them, right? You see them there, they were kind of yellow, kind of a yellowish colour. I said, okay, nothing wrong, they might have been that colour originally, or whatever. But when I soaked them in the water, no matter how long I soaked them in the water, they would not slide off. And I tested it on a few, okay, because I picked out the numbers I wanted to use, because it gives you 0 to 9, okay, and it gives you a couple of the crosses and things. Now they're all plain white, there's no other colours within the decals anywhere. Even in the crosses they've just given you the white section of it. But no matter how hard I tried, they would not come off. They would not slide off, okay? After about maybe, I think it was about 5 minutes, they eventually started to move. And when they did start to move, they literally started breaking apart, as in coming away in different little bits and pieces. I'll show you. I was just sticking them on there to a notebook, trying to get a number on, right? And there's the decal, and as you can see, it's just breaking off in pieces. When I started sticking it onto something, same idea. Now this one has been this was all done long before these ones went on, but they're just horrible bloody decals. They really were. Now whether it was just a case of the decals had gone off because it was an older kit or whatever, I do not know. You know, give them the benefit of the doubt, but personally I just thought they were horrible. They just disintegrated. They're disintegrating here in my hands. They're not nice decals, and so I had to dig into my my spares box. And basically what happens is, anytime I ever get a kit and you use a couple of the decals off, they always give you loads of options and all that kind of stuff. I just put them away into a little Tupperware box. I keep it back there, as you can see. Look, there it is there. I keep it in that, and I've got all my spare decals. Now I can guarantee you one thing, these decals here will not be going into the spares box. They'll be going into the rubbish bin. That's where they'll be going, just in case I decide to pick them out and try them again. Most annoying bloody little things ever. But shall we say, if that's all I can say bad about the kit, then, you know, then so be it. That's about it. That's all I can say about it. So I literally just this last few minutes finished off the decals. I have them all now set in place, so I'm going to give them a little while now to sort of, you know, to dry, and I'll give them another little bit of setting solution onto each one. I usually like them, after give them a while, leave them sort of dry on for a while, and then give them just another little dab of the setting solution, leave that for another little while, and then gloss coat again. Now I did gloss coat before I put on the decals, and one of the reasons I used to do them was because I felt that the decals went on easier. And one thing that then I stopped doing it for one or two of the kits, and I noticed that when you put on the decal solution over, say, you know, you put it on first and then you put on your decals over a surface that hasn't been gloss coated, but you use acrylic paints, it can stain the area around it, and it'll kind of lighten off colours and things like that. So I decided to go back to the old, the way I've been doing it for ages and ages and ages, never had a problem with it. And that's basically gloss coat, put on your decals, and then give it another gloss coat again. Now with your second gloss coat, you only have to sort of do the area of the decals. You don't have to give the whole fucking thing a gloss coat again, unless you want to. But I'm just going to, like I said, just another little bit of the setting solution. Oops, this is the setting solution I use. Okay, it's the UMP stuff, Ultimate Modelling Products. The reason it's got no cork on it is because I've got some dispensed here into a little cork, into the cork. Okay, and like I said, with a brush, I go along now and I'll give them another little wetting just over the decal. Now there's no there's no panel lines or anything there for it to and I'm after spilling it. Well done, good job on it, John. Anyway, there's no sort of panel lines or bolts or anything for the decals to kind of fit over, so you don't really need to go too bad or too heavy, shall we say, on the setting solution. There's no need to go mental on it at all. It's just a force of habit, and I do it, you know, it's just me. Okay, so like I said, it's been gloss coated and decaled now, and as you can see, the gloss coat did sort of darken it up a bit. Okay, it did kind of darken it like I thought it would, and quite happy with that now. I'm really chuffed with how this one's turning out. I really am. I'm thrilled with my my camouflage pattern, shall we say. I kind of impressed myself with that one. So anyway, when the I'm going to give it another, like I said, I'm going to give them the decals another little bit of setting solution, and in about 10-15 minutes time then I'm going to give it another gloss coat, just covering the decal area, just to sort of set them in place. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that then overnight, and then tomorrow night then I'm going to start with the weathering. Okay, and like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it very light weathering, right? So it's a case of that it hasn't seen any battle, it's all ready for battle, and it's just coming out of its transport yard or wherever you're going. It hasn't sort of seen action yet, so it's still nice and clean. It's nice and there's no bullet pings off it or shell impacts or anything like that. So I've got to have it nice and fresh. So I'm just going to give it a light overall wash, and then I'm going to give it a sort of a panel line wash, going around the panels there, and all the little lines and grooves that don't really show out at the moment. Okay, we'll just sort of turn that up there. You see, they don't really show out now at the moment in that. But once the wash is done and the panel line wash is done, that'll make them stick out just that little bit more. You don't want them to stick out too much. You just want to stick out a little, just to be a little bit more pronounced. Those lines and things, and that'll be it. I'm going to leave it then at that, and be chuffed to bits with it, because I nearly leave it as it is, only for the fact that it's just one or two more little touches, and then she'll be kind of finished. And I'm not even going to bother giving it a dull coat. I'm going to leave it at sort of the semi-shiny, because once the gloss coat, once the wash goes on, and you do the panel lines, it kind of dulls down the wash, so it kind of goes to a sort of a semi-gloss wash, and or semi-gloss finish, shall we say, not wash. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to leave it then at that, and I'm going to leave it sort of semi-shiny, because it's a nice little piece. I'm really chuffed with how the whole thing came out. Just show you the decals that I did use. I used a 142. Don't ask me what kits these are off, because I can't fucking remember. I just really can't remember. Okay, I used a 142. Used a cross here. Okay, same on the other side. On the back then I put a cross there, and sort of, I think it's the 502nd Panzer Abteilung Heavy Tank Battalion badge there. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm sure I'll be corrected. I'm sure somebody will tell me exactly if I'm right or wrong, but there's a close-up of that decal. Okay, forget about a little bit of a shine off it there, but it's your man on the knight on the horse. Okay, the knight on the horse, and that's the decal that I use. I know it's off a heavy tank battalion. Then again, you can't get heavier than that. and another little cross there then on the front, a slightly smaller one than what's on the back and on the sides. So that's it. That's all the decals I gave it. I didn't give them too much. Don't go overboard with it. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of like how it turned out. The only other numbers that I had were black, and I didn't think the black would be suitable. And the Germans did use the red colours on quite a number of their vehicles, so we're going for that. I know that they were more sort of early war that they went for the red and white numerals, but who's to say they didn't go back to it at the end of the war? See, back into that what if scenario. We're back in that again, because you know, shall we say, I can't be. Somebody can't come off and say I'm wrong. Simple as that. Somebody can't go off and say I'm wrong, because it's a what if. And like I said, with the camouflage pattern, four colour camo, Germans didn't use it during World War II, but who's to say they wouldn't have if the war had extended on a bit? See, back to that what if. So it is my kit anyway, and I enjoyed making it. I really did. And another thank you to James Buckingham there for sending me on this. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed making it. Thank you so much. And this will be my entry for the Paul Smith Memorial Group Build on Facebook, JMSM. That's the my scale models, John Moore Scale Models, my Facebook page. And it's not necessarily, it's not really mine. It's the channel's. And it's not just me involved in that. I must give sort of a little bit of a shout out to Don Nicol. He's my main guy he's the guy that really looks after the Facebook page. I can't really take any credit at all for that, apart from sort of setting it up in the first place and linking it to the channel. But it's Don that does all the hard work on that channel. So fair play to Don. And Lloyd Morant has joined Don there as another administrator, and he's, you know, we let you in if you sort of apply to join, if you haven't joined already. So the link is below in the description box if you do want to join the Facebook group. And when it comes then for the group build, yes, it is in conjunction with the Facebook page, but not just solely by the Facebook page, because I know for a fact now I have three separate people that have entered the Facebook the group build by email. Okay, in other words, they're subscribers to the channel, the YouTube channel that is, and they've sent me their starting picture, or the picture of the model that they're going to build, on an email. And you can join that way as well if you're not into the social media. And more people sort of are kind of pulling away from social media, and I wouldn't blame them either. The way sort of we'll call them the social media Nazis. If they don't like the way you talk or anything, you might suddenly share something that you might think is funny, and they'll say, oh, that's not funny as far as we're concerned, and bang, that's it, you're walloped. Or you know, you can't be anywhere that doesn't follow their narrative, and if you go against their narrative, that's it, you're blocked, you're a horrible person, simple as 8 and biscuits. So a lot of people have pulled away from Facebook, and like I said, I wouldn't blame them. My own personal Facebook page, I kind of barely look at it. I can't remember the last time I even put something up on it, to be quite honest with you, but I just keep it there just for shits and giggles. I think that's what they call it, shits and giggles. So anyway, lads, hope you're you know, liked this little series here on the MAUS, the Panzer 8. Okay, yes, it's a Panzer 8 MAUS. Apparently the Panzer 7 would have been the Lion. Okay, so I only found that out recently as well. It just goes to show, you know, find out something new every day. And I don't think there's any models out of the Lion. There's a rare one. There's a rare one indeed. So see, the Panzer 6 was the Tiger, and the Tiger 2. 5, of course, being the Panther, and 4, Panzer 4, Panzer 3, Panzer 2, Panzer 1. sort of from the Panzer 5 on, they give them names. So Panzer 6, 7, I said, would have been the Lion. This would have been Panzer 8. The MAUS, Panzer 9, then I presume would have been the Rat. Or then would have been gone into the E series. Okay. So anyway, lads, that's it. I'm going to leave you at that. Like I said, when we come back, I'll have the last little bits of the weathering done, and that'll be all the final reveal. I might even put it onto a stand. Yes, put it onto a stand. Now, you're probably going to have seen this stand many times before, even on the Elephant. It's just something just to kind of make it just look that little bit more interesting, I suppose, by sticking it on a stand, on a base of some kind. I'd love to have the room to sort of build a base for every single one of them, and each little dios and things like that, because there's great fun in building dios. And if you've got room, and if you get, say, a special kit, there's no harm to build yourself a little dio, or a little vignette base. Okay, and they're very easy to do. I've got some quick little tutorials. If you go back through some of my earlier videos, you see how to make sort of a quick and easy display base. Very cheap and cheerful. Little bit of Das clay works wonders. Another thing handy to use would be cat litter. Yes, cat litter. Some sand. Anything at all. You can use some great little bits and pieces. Couple of rocks here and there. Bit of airboard. Make yourself some walls and stuff. You don't have to go overboard. And if you're into your dios, get over there to Simon Kemp's 1/35 scale diorama builds. He's got some absolutely fabulous dios over there, and some fabulous people there on the Facebook page for them, making some fabulous dio stuff as well. So anyway, lads, like I said, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll catch you on the next one. So in the meantime, be safe out there, be nice to one another, and just go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it. This is John saying goodbye, and I'll catch you on the next one, lads. Take care. Bye bye.